So, what are GMOs? The answer: GMOs are genetically modified organisms whose genetic makeup has been changed for a specific purpose. The majority of all the food we buy and eat every day are actually genetically modified, including 94% of all soy, 90% of all canola products, and 88% of all corn commercialized in the United States. As you can see, this is a lot of the market. And of course, there's a reason GMOs are used so often in producing crops. They provide a lot of benefits. An organism can be modified to increase resistance to pesticides, survive in harsh and unfriendly conditions where they would otherwise die, increase certain nutrients in them, or be modified with an inability to propagate, or create a new generation of crops from the previous generation's seeds. So how did it start? GMOs don't seem like too bad of an idea, right? The idea had good intentions with many benefits. Genetic modification began in the 1980s and developed throughout the 1990s and 2000s. In 1983, the first genetically modified plant was tobacco, made resistant to antibiotics. Naturally, the good intentions in this cause were more likely money-making intentions, but it does tend to work that way. And GMOs then continued to develop. By 2004, 8.25 million farmers grew genetically modified crops, and the US accounted for 59% of those. The problem is, GMOs also have a lot of negative effects in addition to the benefits they provide, especially in the hands of large corporations and their contracts with local farmers. They also sell their seeds to local farmers for very high prices. GMOs also have a number of negative effects on the environment. To start, they are often modified such that they are natural pest repellers or killers. But often, the GMOs are toxic to non-harmful organisms that live in the same habitat as the GMOs. In the case of harmful pests, insects evolve resistance to the modified plants, resulting in pests that are much more difficult to get rid of, as well as further use of pesticides. GMOs have also been linked to some negative health effects, particularly in livestock, which often die. So why is this such a big issue? Well, it has a very direct effect on people around the world. In India, for example, mass suicides have occurred due to high drought and death, caused by huge inefficiency of the GMO Bt cotton. In many other countries as well, GMOs have led to the reduction of small farmers, as they can either not keep up with the food demands, or their organic crops have been compromised by the sometimes unavoidable cross-pollination mentioned before. GMOs are even banned in several countries. In more than 60 nations around the world, GMOs are either heavily restricted or just completely banned from use. Yet, many countries still use them heavily. The Australian government banned several GMOs that are found safe on the European level. So how about the US? Well, around 70% of processed foods contain GMOs, so we clearly have a number of problems and no restrictions.
One company that refuses to lay down their arms in this global food fight is So True Seed. Based in Asheville, North Carolina, this nonprofit seed company grows open-pollinated, non-hybrid, non-GMO seeds. This is Carol Corey. She is the founder and owner of So True Seed. She started So True Seed in 2009 in order to give local farmers trying to grow natural food a local seed company that sold natural seeds. She was reminded of when her grandmother grew all the food that she and her family ate, and wanted to devote her energies to bringing back seeds that sow true. To sow true, she explained, is when a seed is planted, grows to be a mature plant, and then gives seeds that can be collected and replanted year after year. The new seeds are true to the original plant. Her company gives growers what she calls a bit of food sovereignty. She explained that very large seed companies created genetically modified crops in order to sell pesticides. The crop is designed to stay alive when sprayed with a certain pesticide, which the large seed corporation provides. They then sell their seeds to farmers, but do not allow the farmers to save and replant their seeds.
Buy our poison, buy our seed, and you have to buy it year after year after year because we're not going to let you replant it.
So True Seed, however, sells seeds and allows and encourages growers to collect the seeds every year. Another reason why So True Seed was started was to counter the wave of shrinking biodiversity. Without biodiversity, we become dependent on a few plants for our source of food. Then, when a disease comes by and infects one or two varieties of crop, we are left with no alternatives.
If you have monoculture, year after year after year after year, and drive through Iowa someday if you want to see it, then eventually Mother Nature will step in and mess with you.
So True Seed sells many varieties of seeds, but doesn't necessarily grow them all. In fact, over half of the company's seeds come from other parts of the U.S. So True Seed grows varieties that are very local to Appalachia because of two major factors: expense and climate. Because of the huge sample size required to collect enough seeds to sell, it is extremely expensive to grow all their seeds. As for the climate, North Carolina springs are simply too wet. She explained that in order for many plants to produce seeds that we humans could use, they need a dry climate during the spring. So True Seed contracts with regional farmers to supply them with seeds they cannot grow. She let us know that genetically modified plants are not yet found in the fruits and vegetables found in the produce section of the grocery store. GMOs are currently found in grains, like corn and soy. She explained that GMO crops were the realm of large seed companies who exclusively sell to farmers. Small seed companies, where most gardeners and market growers buy seed, do not sell GMOs because they don't sell commercial grains. As such, one is probably not in danger of buying any genetically modified seed or eating a genetically modified onion. Yet. What happens when produce is finally genetically modified? Salmon has already been genetically modified. What's next? The key way companies like So True Seed combat against GMOs is by bringing awareness about the issue and providing an alternative. As Carol Corey says, it starts the conversation. The hard truth is that the issue with GMOs will affect our generation.
You guys inadvertently have been eating genetically modified crops for most of your young lives. And so if there are long-term effects, it's your generation that will have them come down on you. So it's really important for you to know what you're eating and to ask lots of questions and to be conscious of where your food comes from.
This is the So True Seed website. It can be found at sotrueseed.com. Here, we have our mission statement. There are different options of seeds available, from herbs, vegetables, and flowers. They even carry gifts and collections and books. For example, if you are looking for tomatoes, you simply hover over the Vegetables tab, the drop-down menu appears, and you select Tomatoes. You then have a variety of different options to choose from. We'll select the Black Creme. Be sure to also check out the GMO-free WNC petition. Petition to set agriculture zones free from GMO crops and to require the labeling of any GM ingredients found in North Carolina's food supply.
In the end, GMOs have created more problems than benefits in the agriculture industry.
There are some companies that take on the challenge of combating the negative effects of GMOs, but they need support.
This doesn't mean you have to go off the grid and start farming. Just watch the news, try to buy organic, and support organizations like So True Seed.